As parents, we tend to have a lot on our plates and the stress piles up, but your little one is probably facing stress and pressure as well. Today, we have some unique ways for children to handle stress by using their imagination. Joining us is Dr. Charlotte Resnick, a child psychologist and author of The Power of Your Child's Imagination, How to Transform Stress and Anxiety into Joy and Success. Welcome, Dr. Resnick. Thanks so much for being here.
I'm very happy to be here, Meg.
So I'm curious, how did you decide to explore this link between imagination and handling stress?
Because regular ways, traditional ways of counseling or therapy just weren't doing it for the kids I was working with. And I wanted to find a way to touch their heart and move their soul. And I knew that their imagination was so powerful because everything comes from the imagination. So once you can imagine something, you're on your way to getting there.
So what is research?
An easy link.
What does research say? Why does it work?
There's so much research, you'd really be surprised. First with adults and then with kids. And the research with kids has been mostly in the health areas and in sports. Same with adults. So you could really see a link between visualizing, using your imagination, and doing better in sports, doing better academically, reducing asthma attacks, needing fewer medications, with headaches. Just recently there was a lovely study with children and using their imagination for reducing stomach pain.
Wow. Okay, so you've brought some tips on how to help children handle their stress. The first one is balloon breathing. What is this?
Oh my gosh, imagine there's a balloon in your belly, about 2 to 3 inches below your belly button. And all you have to do is breathe in slowly to about a count of 3, and then breathe out slowly. And what that does is it calms and centers you. And so kids can respond rather than react to a problem. And it also is the basis for them to go inside and check with their imagination.
Okay, now
because when they're centered.
You suggest testing this yourself before you try to get your child to do this. Why is that?
Absolutely, because you want to be able to teach them. You need to know what the experience is so you could teach them how to do it, and you could show them how to do it, and then you could use it in your own life.
Okay.
I'll even have the kids touch, your belly to see how it goes in and out, or lie down and put a little stuffed animal on their belly so they could see their belly going in and out.
The next tip is to ask your child where the stress is and to have a chat about it. How does that work?
Sure. Because all you have to do is close your eyes if you can and just imagine where the stress is in your body. Like one girl was having terrible stomach pains and she imagined talking to the stress, and then the stomach pains actually spoke to her, just in her imagination, and said that she needed to breathe in kind of a relaxing color, and it helped calm things down.
So now, it's not always easy for a child to talk about it. So your next tip might be helpful for kids that have a hard time opening up, and that is to draw the stressor.
Absolutely. I had a little boy who was terrified his mom was going to pick him up at school, and he imagined these wormy beasts inside his belly. So once he drew them on paper, they weren't so scary, because when we see our fears out there, they don't frighten us as much. And then we were able to have a conversation again with those wormy beasts and ask what they needed. And for them, they needed him to breathe in a certain color that would put them to sleep. So his stomach calmed down and he didn't have those horrible cramps he was having.
Then the next tip is to help the child visit their special place. And how do you help them find that place?
Everyone just imagines the best place they'd like to be. It could be a vacation they've been on, or it could be just where they'd like to go. It could be imagining themselves cozy in their bed. Whatever feels good to them, whatever feels safe to them, that's what's important, because you want them to feel safe. And it's like a little respite from the stresses of life, almost like a little mini vacation. But it's also a place that they could do their inner work and check with their imagination to answer all their other problems.
Now, how about if nothing comes, Dr. Resnick? How do you help them find that place?
I just kind of have them close their eyes, do their balloon breath, imagine the beautiful place, maybe walking down a path, maybe they open a door that has their name on it and their favorite special colors, and once they walk through the door, they could create anything they want. It could be inside, it could be outside, and all the people that they want to include love and accept them just the way they are. Okay. Sometimes they bring animals there.
I love the next tip, and that is dance it out. And I have a 3-year-old, and we have this little Sesame Street book, and it talks about stomping your stress out and stomping your worries out and dancing it out. Zoe loves to do that. So this really works at home. I've done it before, and you suggest this is a really effective tool.
Because when you think about it, exercise really releases those feel-good chemicals, and then the stress doesn't seem so bad. So just move away your furniture in the living room, or just find a nice place and just go crazy. Put some fun music on and just have a great time. And then just for 10 minutes, just dance. And then after those 10 minutes, you're going to feel better. Your children are going to feel better. Or go outside and take a walk.
Yeah, just getting outside sometimes can really help your child, open up. How about acting out the problem? I imagine this can really help, get to the core issue.
Yeah, a lot of the kids I see, they really want to move and they want to act out their problem, and while they're acting it out, then they could take different roles. Then they could be the bully. They could tell the bully what they want, leave me alone, and they could get the courage up and the confidence up to stand up for themselves.
Now, academic pressure is a big one for a lot of kids. You have a couple examples on how to ease stress here. What are some examples on how to do this?
Well, it's funny. I had one little boy who was having the hardest time with spelling, got 27 spelling errors in one paragraph. So he asked for help. He imagined the spelling wizard, and the spelling wizard would wash out his brain so it would be really clear so he could learn, would help him practice his flashcards, would whisper in his ear the correct spelling words. And after a few months, his spelling errors went down to like 3 or 4.
Wow.
See, that wizard, that imaginary wizard, gave him the courage and the confidence so that when he did study, he wasn't panicking, and the information went in much easier.
Positive thinking goes a long way. And next, how do you use color for healing? How does that work?
When you think of colors, green with envy or feeling blue, colors are in our society anyway, so we might as well use them for healing. So one girl had a terrible stomach ache, her parents were fighting a lot, and she just kind of closed her eyes, and I asked, well, what color would help it feel better? And she imagined kind of a swirling rainbow, and when she breathed in that swirling rainbow, it helped calm down. And color...
No, go ahead.
Well, color, it could also be used for different emotions, like fear and bravery. Like maybe fear is gray. What color is your fear? Where is it in your body? What color are your brave feelings? What color are your confident feelings? And maybe breathe in fear, breathe in confidence and bravery into the fear and watch what happens. And what often happens is it makes the fear disappear.
That's great. We're almost out of time. Just real quickly, how long do you usually wait to see results when you start using some of these tools?
It's interesting. Sometimes you could see results right away, especially with the balloon breath, because kids are calming down right away. But I would say just keep using them for a few weeks, a few months, and I think you'll start really seeing a difference in the lives of the stress of your kids. It'll make a big difference.
Great. Dr. Resnick, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure being here. Thank you, Meg.
For more, you can check out her website, imageryforkids.com, or pick up her new book, The Power of Your Child's Imagination.
ABC News Now. Good to know.